Hey, everybody, welcome to Halas Hall Report, the end of season edition. Can't believe another football season has come and gone. They go so quick. With us tonight, we got Woody, we got Billy, we got Mike. The other Mike will be here soon. And Dan, good evening, fellas.
Bless you.
I'm just going to jump right into my favorite thing of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just wait one more time. You ready?
Yeah.
We've been asking for this since I don't know, Woody. When did we start calling for Getsy to be fired? Was that week 1 or week 4?
I think it was week 6 of last year.
So now, of course, we're going to start the search. I hear a rumor that Bear fan Dan has made the top of Ryan Pohl's list. Dan, is there any truth to this rumor?
Sure.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Dan, the new OC. No, we got some candidates here, guys. All right. Eric Bieniemy, who I guess was fired along with the head coach on Monday. Marcus Brady, the Eagles' offensive assistant. Mike LaFleur. I don't know about how a little Fleur on this list, Mike. Rams quarterback coach. And Cliff Kingsbury, the former Cardinals coach, who was the short man's coach in college and followed him. So that's a kind of a short list. I mean, I don't know, Woody. What do you think about that list?
Well, it's news to me. I didn't know about Bieniemy. I knew about Rivera. So how about we both move them to Chicagoland, have Bieniemy be another offensive coordinator, and Ron Rivera our defensive coordinator?
Billy, you like that idea?
I'm just glad Getsy's gone. I don't care who we got.
I guess that's a new.
Bring someone in there, but yeah, I like that Ron Rivera as a defense coordinator.
Hey, it wasn't my list 100%. It was literally a thing that I seen from like the Windy City. So it was like a source from Chicago, and it was not me.
He's trying to cover his ass.
Yeah,
just letting you know.
Dan, I don't know. I mean, I don't really care who the OC is, but I care who the OC is.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's someone on that list, as long as they're not Luke Getsy and they're better, right?
Right. As long as it ain't him, I don't care.
So the Bears have now fired 13 offensive coordinators in, ready for this, 26 seasons.
Wonderful.
Well, we still have more quarterbacks than that in the last 26 seasons.
We do. This, if Fields does remain a Bear, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah. This
will be his third OC as a Bear. I mean, Cutler had, 4 or 5 OCs when he was here? I mean,
yep.
Yeah.
And he broke our passing record. So there you go.
What? Don't talk about that stuff.
Another person from the Chicago Bears organization who may be gone.
Yep.
I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, hey, if you can get a GM position, I mean, good on you, right? I mean, you want to see guys progress from your organization. I don't know how impactful that's going to be to Poles. You know, because we don't know what that relationship's like. How much does he lean on him as an assistant GM?
Mm-hmm.
But and we'll get draft picks for him. If someone else hires him, we get 2 compensation picks. And ironically enough, he's a dude the rule was made for after we hired him away from someone else.
It's going to be interesting. We don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a nice little, nice. Hey, y'all.
Hello, y'all.
Nice little tidbit there. All right, let's talk about some good stuff here this season. Yeah, I mean.
Nice.
Just a few years ago, we were in kicker hell, were we not?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Now we're in punter hell.
I'm sure Mike will create a screenshot for that for the next show about our punching session.
Can't screenshot bad stats. Just saying.
I'm telling you, Dan. I mean, we already know he's Woody's favorite player on the Bears team because every game is a Chris Santos win.
Yep.
It's got to feel nice to have a kicker finally
Yes.
reliable. So I guess it'll still be the next kicker I get signed to a mini helmet because I only have 3. I have 3 kicker signatures in my collection.
Who do you got?
Butthead.
Kevin Butler?
But yeah, Butthead for sure. Gold, and then Seabass. Because who does not love Janikowski?
Mhm.
Oh, jeez.
I like to apologize for that because if you rewind back, I'm like, let's get Robbie back. Let's get Robbie back.
You were, weren't you?
I
Let's
was.
talk about that, Mike. So
That's because all them extra points he missed. I didn't technically look at his full stats, but after I did, I was like,
you still want to cut him to sign Robbie Gold?
I love Robbie though. But no, Santos is getting better. That leg strength, whatever he's doing, it's working.
Yeah, and Robbie Gold, he was a little iffy from 50 and above yards when he kicked. It's not like he had a strong leg when it came to 50 yards or more.
Santos, I'm happy he got the extension. I'm happy we're kind of locked in now. I am surprised, though, that when Robbie Gold announced his retirement, he never signed a one-day contract to officially retire with someone. I mean, he submitted his paperwork to retire as a free agent.
That hurts.
Probably some bad blood.
Mike, is he still your favorite kicker?
He has a lot of love for San Francisco and Chicago because he had nothing bad to say about the Niners organization. But he did say his favorite memory was, and this tells you how smart the cat is. He said his favorite memory as a kicker was in the playoffs, kicking a field goal as a 49er to bounce the Packers from the playoffs. So he appeased both fan bases.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
So I think he's just trying not to play favorites. Even though, look at, dude lives in Chicago. Dude goes to Bears games when he's not working. All right, let's talk about some rookies. Here are the rookie grades. I guess I'll go a couple things that we'll take a quick look here at what the rookies did this year. That's a lot of rookies, the 15-plus games. Yep. Right? Tyson, of course, being undrafted, starting those 5 games when Justin was hurt. Why don't I just go around the room? Billy, why don't you take first crack? What sticks out to you? What made you really pleased about this group? What would you like to see improved? And I'll leave the graphic up so you guys can.
I want to see improvement on that Tyson Bagent. I was on that Bagent chain. I thought he looked pretty good, and then that didn't work out. Especially when I went to SoFi and seen that, flew all the way out there for that garbage game. But got to improve on that. But everybody else looked good. Roshan Johnson, he looked like he's a little beast. And Stevenson and Dexter and Wright. I mean, they all played pretty good. I was impressed.
Yeah, Dan, you have to. Looking at this list, 4 drafted, 1 undrafted. You have to say Ryan Poles just kills it in the draft and evaluating talent.
Right. Yep. I agree with Billy.
Woody, hey, Bear fan Dan, he's always a source of controversy. Let me go to you next. What do you think about this group of rookies this year?
I think they did great. My guy to look at this year at the beginning, I always said Tyreek Stevenson. What sticks out to me is the 65 solo tackles. He had more tackles than Eddie Jackson did the last 3 years, probably. So that stuck out for me. He was a good tackler. He's revved it up a little bit with the interceptions at the end of the year, had 2 in 1 game. A couple of stupid penalties, but that's a rookie mistake. But Tyreek Stevenson is my rookie of the year.
Mike, how about you, brother?
I agree 100% with Woody there. And you can't miss his 16 pass defense. He pretty much had a tally on everything. The only thing he didn't get was a pick 6 or a fumble recovery for a touchdown. but I don't want to rule out Dexter because Dexter had a very good year. If you look at him compared to him and Carter, Dexter had the better year, I thought. 17 pressures, like 2.5 sacks. Like when he was in there, he did the opportunities that he did. I also like Wright, but he needs to work on his penalties. Yeah,
Yep.
he gave up 7 sacks, but 11 penalties. He's got to fix that.
And I think Dexter picked it up was when we traded for Sweat too, because all the eyes were on Sweat, and that Justin Jones helped out, and Dexter did a hell of a job too.
And I'd like to add to it, he reminded me of Braxton Jones last year. He came in as a rookie, played every snap, didn't miss a beat. Like,
yeah, for me, I mean, I like what Wright and Dexter ended up doing, especially towards the end of the year. I thought, rookies both had some slow starts. I think Wright's season is less than what Jones was his rookie season, performance-wise. But I'm happy with where he was and how he's doing. You guys all know I love Stevenson from the draft, right? I mean, I was comparing him to Sean Taylor from the get-go. The only thing I like to see different with this group is I want to see Roschon Johnson have the ball more. I think they should have fed him the ball more. Let me throw this back. I'm sorry. One more time. What was his yards per carry there? 4.3 yards per carry. I mean, with the limited touches, only 81 carries. I like to see him up more around the 140, 150 mark next year for carries, like double his production or double his load. But I thought he did a phenomenal job. And I think this goes to Ryan Poles. I mean, and as we're going to talk about the draft here eventually, right? We're putting that off a little bit. This speaks to like how well Poles drafts.
I'd like to add a little bit for Roschon. How about them 34 catches out of the backfield, though?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, but look at this class. When you look at this class one more time, Darnell Wright, no one really said anything bad about when we drafted him. But after Dexter, people are like, well, I don't know, Poles and Stevenson. Oh, well, he's okay. But these guys, and Johnson was probably one of the steals of the draft.
Well, Terrell Smith, I didn't even list in there, or Sewell. They didn't get a lot of opportunity, but they're not that bad themselves.
When Smith got opportunity though this year, you knew he was in the game for a good thing. You didn't know Smith was in a game because he got burned. You knew Smith was in a game because he made a play. Sewell, he had a lot of injuries, so let's hope he pans out next year. And speaking of next year, we're going to start getting. Well, first let me do this. Congratulations to Woody, wins the standings this year at 11-6. Top dog this year for our pick'em. So congratulations to Woody for that.
Thank you.
Next year will be tougher. And as we get into next year, a couple things. First off, we're gonna bring this up again. Free agency starts here in a couple weeks, right after the Super Bowl. To the Bears add Chris Jones. I'm sorry. In free agency, do we try to sign him? What do you think, Billy?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, pass me. I kind of missed that. I'm walking away.
Okay, Chris Jones, Kansas City, free agent.
Nah.
All right, I'll go to Woody while Billy walks.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player, but I'll pass on that. I think we need more like a safety. We'll probably get an edge rusher in the draft. Depends if what Bears do with Justin Jones. But right now, I would have to pass on this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Billy. I don't know if I want to spend more big money on an edge, especially an older guy in free agency.
Right.
Yeah, not an older guy. I wouldn't spend money on an older guy on the edge on that. I agree with you on that one.
And next year we got an interesting schedule, of course, because the season's over officially. The regular season's over. So here's what we get next year. At home, of course, we got the division. And then we get the Rams, the Titans, the Jags, the Seahawks, the Panthers, and the Pats. Interesting thing there, if you look at this list, Seahawks will have a new coach. Panthers, did they fire their head coach? No, he's still going to be there.
He's still there. They
Patriots
say none.
could have a new coach. On the flip side, we go away, of course, division. Then we go to the division champion Texans, the Cardinals, the Colts, which will be a tough game, the Niners, and we make a return trip. We make a return trip to Washington for the second year in a row. That is the schedule for next year. I don't know how we're gonna, too early to judge it, but just so you guys know, and I'll throw it up one more time for those who are writing it down at home.
I like it.
Unfortunately for me, the closest away game that I could go to would be probably Indy. Yeah.
Yeah, Billy, I'll see you next year, bud, out there.
Well, it's not
Which
that
one?
much farther. You might as well just come to Chicago, Ken.
I know it's like only an additional 2.5 hours. Right?
I know I'm either going to I'll probably go to Arizona or the Niners. I know that.
Yes, his contract is up. And like I said, I was the one bashing Jalen Johnson the whole year. But he did pick it up at the end of the year. So is it a franchise tag thing? I don't know. But, yeah, to keep Jalen Johnson there will be big.
Well, let's talk about that real quick before we go into Mike's proposed lineup for next year. I did see we talked to 6-7 the score. He was very optimistic that they would get a deal done before a tag would have to be in place. Yep. So, it looks like it looks like that will be okay there. He's looking to stay in Chicago. I think the feeling's mutual. I think they'll get a deal done. He's optimistic. Usually the players are optimistic like that. You saw the interview. He looked like a guy who was very happy where he's at and thinks that everything here is going to be good. So, with that in mind, here is your 2024 Chicago Bears as seen by Mike the Bear fan. Really, the rookies are this year's rookies are in black. Our draft picks are in blue, and everyone else is already here. I like where he put. I mean, you got to look at the wide receiver too.
You probably put him in there already.
Valus Jones.
You
think he sticks around?
You already put Marvin Harrison Jr. in there.
You think Valus?
Oh, I believe we're drafting him no later than 3.
Well, you got to put Mike Williams in there.
Yeah,
got to put Mike.
I
Evans
mean, not Mike. Well, Mike Williams.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
He's too old.
Yeah, I like this.
That's fine.
I don't like the Eddie Jackson. I believe he's going. Valus Jones, he might play some wide receiver, but I would like to keep him on special teams.
Fuck
it. Everything else looks
right. Well, technically these guys are under contract. Eddie Jackson's still under contract. Everybody in white's still under contract. Obviously in black too, but the ones in black were rookies for this year. Obviously,
the thing
their
with
second
Eddie
year
Jackson
next year.
If we cut him, we save $12 million. But the question with Eddie Jackson is this: we'd save 12, take a cap hit of 6. Right now, for cap space, we're third in the NFL at $64 million. I want to say in cap space. So we're looking good there. We don't need to make a cap cut. If we do need to make a cap cut, then he would probably be the one that most Bears fans would be the most accepting of. Would that be fair to say?
Aye.
So, and it also depends on where it needs. So here's where we think our needs are for next year. Obviously, we need an offensive coordinator. Obviously, we need a defensive coordinator, a QB coach, and a running back coach because, those are all vacant right now. Here's where we see pretty much our needs, and I love that we don't have a quarterback on that list. Does anyone disagree with our needs here?
I think we're pretty solid at linebacker.
Yeah.
Like Mike hit it on the nose with the center, number 1. edge
Just
rusher.
definitely.
backup.
Yeah, the
Just a
center and the
backup.
wide receiver.
So yeah, for the linebacker, I think he's meaning for depth. That's why it's got the number 2
Yes.
there. The
Oh,
number
okay.
2s are meaning he wants depth there. Number 1, he needs a starter.
Well,
I
all
mean,
we have is
obviously, at wide receiver 2, 1, 2, and 3 are probably starters, right? That being the only position like that. So some depth there. I mean, we got some. This is where we stand right now for the draft. So we got the number 1 for the second year in a row. We have the number 9. We have number 75, which is the third round. Our second round pick is in effect Montez Sweat. I think we all agree that's a win.
Yep.
That was a
Yep.
home run pick by Poles. And then we got 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. And guys, that's our draft as it stands right now. So let's get into what everyone else wants to talk about. What do we do with the first pick?
I don't even have to tell you. Everybody knows what I said. You got to keep Carolina's pick. Maybe drop down no further down than 3 to get some capital from the probably Washington or New England. Draft Marvin Harrison. Trade away our 9th pick for some more draft capital. Depends what we get for Washington and New England.
That's what we all like to happen.
Yeah, so
I'm still skeptical.
Right. I agree 100% with Woody. The only thing that I would add is to trade down that third round the whole off season. They're going to be clueless on Justin Fields, who's our quarterback. That way, that number 1 pick is that much more valuable. So if we do trade down, they're not going to know, hey, they're not going to pick a quarterback. No reason to trade.
and like I said too, is that do we trust Washington to draft a quarterback and not Marvin Harrison? That is another question.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I think that's the risk you run this draft with Marvin Harrison Jr. because Washington's cleaning the house. Okay, now look at I don't know where this saying comes from. I think it's pretty stupid. Oh, a new head coach or new GM means you have to get a new quarterback. Like really? Like where's this written? Like 9 times out of 10, you inherit whatever quarterback is there, and yeah, they may be gone in 2 or 3 years, but no. So I agree with Woody. There's an inherent risk actually with both teams, right? With Washington and New England, especially let's say if Belichick leaves. There's no guarantee that they're going to be done with Mac Jones. I mean, look at this was his 3rd year. Okay, he had a down year. Maybe there was an injury, something that we didn't know about as fans. Maybe there's some other things predicated there. So do you trust if you trade down with Washington or New England that they're not going to go after the guy who is probably the most gifted athlete, most gifted football player this entire draft in Marvin Harrison Jr.?
So you're saying we should be safe than sorry and just get Marvin Harrison at number 1 and trade our number 9?
I mean, if I follow your argument, Woody, most definitely. Because we know that Arizona is a stopping point, right?
Yeah.
He's not making it to number 4.
Nope.
If he gets to 4, well, that's where he gets off the train because Arizona will take him. So Washington, look at the young kid in Washington didn't play that bad at quarterback. Mac Jones really last year he was good. This year had some roughness, some injuries. So do we really think New England is going to walk away from him after just drafting him in the first round 3 years ago?
Well, I'm thinking that Zappe is not a good backup either. He sucked. So they might want to draft a quarterback to sit behind Mac Jones if that has to come to it. I'm thinking New England's getting a quarterback regardless. And I'll be shocked if they don't.
Yeah, bear down, Mike. I agree with Woody. I think they're getting a quarterback, but I mean, let's face it. If they draft a quarterback in the first round, the way the NFL is today, doesn't that mean they pretty much have to start him right now?
They don't have to start him, but if you're going to pick that early in the draft for a quarterback, you start him. The thing is, what if Belichick stays and he's no longer the GM? They hire somebody else. What if they want a wide receiver to help out their young quarterbacks? Because who do they got over there? Juju Smith-Schuster? That's about it. They may want a number one wide receiver to help their young quarterback.
Yeah, because Billy, I think no matter what your quarterback situation, a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. helps that quarterback situation out regardless.
He's frozen.
Because
just my luck, I go to
New
Billy and he freezes, right? So
because New England doesn't have what we have. Justin has a DJ Moore. Mac Jones doesn't have anybody.
Yeah, I mean, look at I think Justin the DJ that combo this year via PFF, they were the highest rated combo in the league. Oh, now we got Billy back.
Billy, what do you think, Billy? Billy, what do you think? All right, he's gone.
And now he's frozen again.
We won't know.
He gets much better reception when he's in the van down by the lake.
It is, man. It's the van by the lake, man. But I mean, I don't want to gamble. I mean, Fields ain't going nowhere. I mean, like I say, you still got Uber. I mean, he's still going to be our head coach. They're not going to get rid of him. Fields is going to stick around. You might as well go get Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, you definitely need a top receiver to go with more. Not only that, I mean, I see us signing Mike Evans, dude. I'm telling you. I told you guys, last week or 2 weeks ago that they were going to sign that guy. They're going to sign Mike Evans, load him up with some receivers, and then just start going for some, help get some, like you said, center. You got to help the offensive line, but man, you can't pass up on Harrison Jr. We can't trade the pick.
But Poles doesn't sign people over 25, 26 years old.
I would sign Tyler Boyd. You need a wide receiver.
I don't know, man. I something's telling me Mike Evans is coming here.
I mean, Mike Evans obviously would be coming here to be the 3 in this scenario, right?
Yep.
So here's the question, though. Does Mike Williams have been in the league, 10 years now?
Yeah.
Is he willing to go from that 1-2 status that he enjoys in Tampa in a tax-free state like Florida, where he's been the last decade, to come to Chicago and probably take the same or less money than to stay in Tampa? I mean, do you think he'll really do that?
Yeah, I don't see him staying in Tampa. I see the Bears making him an offer, and he's coming here, man. That's what I'm seeing. And I would love for him to come here and especially take this fucking Harrison Jr. under his wing and, help him out even more, make him even better.
Or like Bear Down Mike said, New England has no receivers at all. You could see Mike Evans going to these teams that don't have receivers at all.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think the Bears are making a push for him, man.
All right,
I'll
get Mike Evans' jersey made up for you, Billy.
Yeah, we got roughly.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll have it when it happens.
Just over 60 million. It says we have.
So
I'll let you know that I'm in the end zone. So when he scores touchdowns and throws the ball, I'll be the one catching it.
So I'm just wondering though, with Mike Evans in that case, so maybe someone could try to SPO track on it and see what his current rate is. Mike, if you can look that up while we talk about it, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think the Bears want to spend that much money on the number 3.
I don't know. The guy.
I don't know why we're going to let Darnell Mooney walk because, we don't want to spend more than a couple mil.
Right.
So who do you want to? All right, if it's not Mike Evans, what do you want to go for? You want to go after Justin Jeffries? See what we get from Minnesota. Maybe pay him.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, Jefferson.
No, he ain't going nowhere. They ain't letting him
going
go.
nowhere.
Hey,
I think Scott, the rookie, is an interesting guy to be the 3. I think if he can grow and progress, he could turn out to be a really good 3 for us. We've got some guys on the roster. Look, I am all for re-signing EQ for another $1 million, $1.5 million, whatever we paid him this year, because of his blocking, his work ethic, and with all the little intangibles he brings to the team. So, I mean, for 3, I think we got a bunch of options. Like, we can get Mike Evans for 2, 3, 4 million tops a year.
Yeah, he'll take that.
Yeah. Can I interrupt here?
Yeah, what's the SPO track at?
All right. Well, I like the Mike Evans, but we're gonna have to pay him more than DJ Moore, and I don't see them doing that
No.
because it's literally saying he's about 23.8 million,
Oh,
4
good
years, 95 million
Good
is what
God.
its market value of him.
Yeah.
What's Tyler Boyd's contract?
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
So I mean, Billy, I love you, but it ain't gonna happen.
Dude,
It ain't
I mean,
I don't know,
it's
man.
great.
EQ's brother's trying to get him to go to Detroit. Let's remember that.
I don't know.
Amon Ra is trying to get him to go to Detroit.
Who?
Amon Ra St. Brown is trying to get EQ to go to Detroit next season.
I mean, look, that's fine, but Detroit's not going to offer him much, or if anything at all. I think if he gets offered the same, equitable money to what he made this year to play in Chicago, I think he would stay. I don't think the Lions are going to offer anything more than what he's getting in Chicago.
Tyler Boyd is possible. Just the only thing that I think with the organization, they want somebody under 27 or stuff like that. He's 29, but his pay is more reasonable for sure. It's got a quote at 8.7 million, 3 years at 26.
That's a little bit better.
But he's been in the league a little longer. He might take a pay cut, say 5-6 mil.
Well, here's a question.
What if we trade that first pick for a wide receiver 3? Get a couple ones and a wide receiver.
No, I have a better idea, Mike. How about we draft Marvin Harrison Jr. at 1, and at 9 we draft the young kid from the young wide receiver from LSU.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Back wide receivers. I don't see that.
That could happen. Why not just get a wide receiver in the later rours?
No, but I'm saying that if you
So what are we going to do about center?
Okay, but just what am I going to do about center? What am I going to do about edge? Look, I got other. Here's what I'm going to do about the center and the edge. Okay, I'm about to show you. Hold on. Okay, I've got pick 75, 2 in the 4th, 1 the 5th, and free agency to worry about all that other crap. But I mean, think about it, though. If that kid from LSU, who actually statistically had a better year than Marvin Harrison Jr., and if the Bears were to decide that we're just going to sell out number 1 for a massive haul and forget Marvin Harrison, then we know that's going to be our next target, right? Okay, well, if that kid is still there at number 9, if he makes it that long, because the second we take Marvin Harrison, I can guarantee you Arizona's grabbing that kid from LSU, right? Because he's the next best receiver on the list. But let's say they have a brain fart, they have an aneurysm, whatever, they pick like a McCaskey would, and he's there at number 9. Could you imagine if we got Marvin Harrison Jr. and that kid from LSU, you would have 2 stud receivers on 5-year rookie deals and 2 more years of a sweetheart deal with DJ Moore.
Ken, if that happens, I'll eat all of Bear Down Mike's 16-piece KFC bucket all at once. Plain and simple. Like I said, we need one receiver to help Fields out. 1. Marvin Harrison is going to be an impact from day 1. If we don't trade their 9, if we get an edge rusher, one of these great rookies that are – because this year is a good edge rushing draft this year as well. If we get one at 9, if we don't trade and we get one at 9, dude, the rest of the draft is smooth sailing with a center, maybe a free safety. And then we can do our trading down and get draft capital in the later rounds too. But we need our needs first.
Yeah, and center is one of them. And you said free agent, Ken, not trying to throw you under the bus, but what free agent you looking at?
Isn't that the center from Miami?
The font that's small.
Sorry, it's the same thing as what I just did, but there ain't much. Kelsey, Connor Williams, but
Kelsey's retiring. Retiring.
And Williams, he does a lot of holding penalties.
Let's get Mustafa back and just solve our.
Lucas is like 5th on that list, so the center isn't that deep.
Olin Kreutz there.
Yeah, I wish.
You know what, though?
I wish I'd be our own line coach.
Yeah.
For me, though, Lucas Patrick was not that bad of a center this year. He
Oh,
fought
my
some
God.
injuries.
Now you're just lying to yourself, Ken.
Well, it wasn't. Look, it's easy for us to remember the one or two plays in a game when someone gets beat, and we forget the other 40 where he didn't. So I get it, but I mean, is he serviceable? Yeah. Is he like really good? No. But is he serviceable? Yeah. Am I going to sell the farm to replace him? No. You see what I mean there? He's a need, but it's not like, oh my God, if we don't replace him, we're fucked. It's not that kind of need. Like where an edge rusher is. Like we gotta have an edge rusher.
Yep.
Right? We gotta have another receiver, dynamic playmaker in the offense. We don't have to have a new center. We'd like an upgrade at center. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
We'd like another cornerback / free safety / strong safety / whatever you want to call them, because it doesn't matter what position they are in college. They're all going to be interchangeable when they get up to this level.
Just like Urlacher.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not freaking out about the center or a safety or a corner, because when I look at what Poles has done, especially at safety and corner in the late rounds, do I need to bring the rookies back up with Tyreek Stevenson or look at last year's rookie class, right? That's still starting. So would you guys be pissed? And I'll go we'll do this by youth. So bear down Mike knows he's going first now, being the baby of the group. If we draft Marvin Harrison Jr. 1, and we actually use number 9 to draft an edge, would you be upset that we didn't draft out from our capital?
No, I wouldn't be upset.
I think Billy might be younger than Woody, so I'll go to Billy. Or no, you know what? Mike, the Bear fan, is probably the next youngest.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
You look older though, Walker.
Yeah, I got some chrome. But no, I wouldn't be opposed of it. I would actually like it for sure, because on the other side, we only have Walker?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we definitely need somebody better for sure.
Billy?
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I mean, definitely, man. You don't trade it. If you're using it, get the edge. I mean, we need it, so definitely.
And we won't say who's older between Woody and I. We'll just say that we're the elder
You're
statesmen.
way fucking older than me.
Somebody's retired.
I'm not, like I said before, I'm not pissed at all, because the first 2 picks are our main needs. Get them out of the way, and maybe use our later rounds maybe for draft capital, and then we can get a center, stuff like that. But no, I won't be pissed off at all if we get an edge at 9.
Well, after the 2 spots, after we draft 1, 2, if we don't trade down, we're waiting a while to pick.
And that's fine. But I mean, look, in the 3rd round at pick 75, are you telling me that we couldn't select a center who could be, at that point, he may not be the starter next year, but that's okay. We've got 2 serviceable guys on the roster right now under contract that we can use next year. We can take a year to build a 3rd round picked center, or you could start him right away if you think he's the answer. You go either way there, right? Then when you look at what's our next universal need? Defensive backfield, corner, safety,
Safety, probably safety.
So, okay, could we then not take care of both of those in the 4th round?
Yep.
Can't miss out a tight end. We only got Komet on the roster.
Yep.
No, we got 2 on the roster.
Komet's the only one.
He shouldn't be.
Are you talking about Tunyon and Lewis? I think they'll resign Lewis.
Tunyon was a 2-year deal.
Yep.
Tunyon's on the roster next year. And honestly, if Mercedes Lewis doesn't want to retire, We'll pay him $1 million again because he's damn well worth the $1 million he paid. Does anyone think that he was not worth the $1 million that
No.
we paid him?
All that rest he had during the year, during practices, he had his touchdown. He's well deserved.
Right.
I mean, he blocked, he mentored. I think Komet's game got better this year because of his influence. He's worth the $1 million for what you ask him to do.
And Poles praised him during the press conference.
Yeah, he did. I guarantee if that guy wants to play another year, that tight end room does not change next year. I was a little disappointed in Tunyon. I think I could probably speak for the group and say we all were. But maybe he has a better year too. So if I look at our needs, we need a wide receiver. We all think a wide receiver. You solve that with the number 1. You solve your next need at edge at number 9. In the 3rd round, you draft a center. In the 4th round, you draft a pair of safeties or cornerbacks or some combination therein. All right, so what do we do with our 5th round pick, Billy?
Quarterback.
Best player available?
Fucking, I don't know, fucking 5th round pick. I don't know. Just more safeties, I guess. Fuck it.
Another wide receiver?
JJ McCarthy.
No, we're gonna pay for a receiver. I'm telling you. Mike Evans is in the bag.
Oh Jesus! I think at number 3. I think in the 5th round you draft another lineman. O-line. You go O-line depth.
Hey, Ken, you were right about the tight end, but for my defense, it's hard to see, but he's not on this list.
Who, Tunyon?
Good old sports track, I tell you. Good old sports track. Can't even
Hold
keep
on, don't
up
take
with
that
it.
down. Let me blow the screen up so I can actually read it.
I wish I could blow it up, but I can't.
Well, I just want
I
to full
can't.
screen. I had to remove
Stevenson Carlson.
Yeah, the
So
only
he's
one
not
on
out?
right, but Carlson's not even listed as like a number. He's 0. Like he's
Yeah.
not getting paid.
Tunyon's not on there.
Just saying, but you're right. I forgot about him, but damn sports track, get your shit right.
Oh, I thought you fill in the blanks, Mike. I'm bad. My sorry.
No, I actually look for my research, but some research obviously isn't always true. Or they forget something.
So
Okay,
we've got some options, fellas. So in case you guys haven't heard out there,
We did? Wow.
yeah. So I mean, look, I think we're going to hear a lot about it, but I mean, if I think if we hear polls come out in the next week or two saying we are keeping Justin Fields, I would think that's a signal that.
Oh
Marvin
my
Harrison
goodness
is going number
gracious.
1.
You know what?
Bring on Derrick Henry,
I
baby.
am
Bring
not
him on.
opposed to that. We have a number 1
Christ.
rushing offense, and we should have a big time back.
So
Hey,
let's
if the
talk
price
about
is
that.
right, get him.
Our running back isn't that weak, though. Our running back room's pretty decent. We might lose Foreman, but Roshan, Herbert, they're over 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I know, but that is fucking Derrick Henry. I mean, that's all.
What would-
It's
I
not
mean,
going to happen, but man, that'd
If
be
you're
awesome.
let me
third
ask
and goal on the 5-yard line, who do you trust more, Herbert, Roshan, or Derrick Henry to get in?
Okay, so here's my
Justin
question.
Fields with a
I'll go
sneak.
with Derrick Henry.
As long as we get a center, Henry.
No. If Yetzi was still here, it'd be a wide receiver sweep.
Yep.
So Mike, what's Derrick Henry's asking price according to
Oh,
Spotrac?
God. He's what, 40?
Yeah, I mean, look, the guy probably can play 2 or 3 more years. I think looking at him, dude looks healthy. He's had some injuries in his career, but he played all of this year, didn't he? I don't think he missed any time this year. The guy obviously still got it, but I don't think he's in the budgetary plans.
No.
But you never know because the running back position did take a massive hit. And even though Josh Jacobs didn't get a big contract, right? He was like 10 or 12 million.
What did Jonathan Taylor get?
Didn't he get a 2-year deal or 1-year deal?
He got a deal, but he didn't get what he wanted, but it was somewhere in between. I think he got a good but I mean, Henry's older. I think there are better options, cheaper, probably on the free agent list. We'll see when Mike brings it up. But you would have to assume King Henry's going for a king's ransom.
You want to know Henry?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And then if we could, the running back free agent list, which might have some of that too.
The free agency. What do we got? Isn't Barkley back on the free agency now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he's
he
gonna
wasn't
be
even worth the
expensive.
$10 million he got from the
Oh,
Tag.
man, I'm 100% with Billy here.
Well, let's see.
Hold on, it takes quite a few clicks.
Come on, clicky clickly.
Come on,
Damn.
clickety click, buddy.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap.
Stop showing us
It's only saying a 1 year deal though,
What?
because he's 30.
Ask him maybe if he takes a pay cut.
Hey, this ain't my quotes. This is Sports Track.
So that's cheaper than we paid Foreman this year, isn't it?
For a 1 year deal?
1 year deal.
Oh, sign him. Sign that motherfucker for a year.
Billy's gonna have a Derrick Henry jersey next.
I'm gonna have them all. Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, bring them all. Pete Carroll.
What did we pay Foreman this year? Like $9 million or $8 million or some stupid amount? Like we paid him 5 or 6, didn't we? But I think we
Foreman.
I
thought
think
we
we
paid
paid
him like 2
Foreman
or
more
3.
than that.
I'd pick him up for a year. Why not?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think
look,
Mentor as well.
Hey, wait, one second. Bring up that JR's comment. I want to comment on this. Listen, JR. First of all, you're probably 12 years old. Jumped on that bandwagon. Okay, so
Get
you
the
don't
last
need to come
week.
on this show and talk shit. This ain't smack talk. Go Monday. Bye. Next.
You'll
Oh,
be
I'm gonna
here-
get comfortable. I'm gonna eat some pizza and drink some beer watching them lose.
Yeah.
You know, that's about it.
For
They get
sure.
1 week more.
you know what's
But
funny?
you know what? I'm impressed. Green Bay, youngest team ever to make the playoffs.
Oh, definitely.
Hats off to you. You still beat us. You didn't beat us. We didn't beat you till 2018. You know, congratulations. But don't be
They definitely did shut us up.
don't be talking shit. You won't.
They
you
can't
won't
because they
last.
won.
You won't last with me, please.
So I think Danny Jones had the right idea because Danny, we'll give you some props here for the comment because that made us look. I think that's less than we spent on for Derrick Henry. That's less than we spent for Foreman this year. So that would indeed be well worth it.
Ooh.
Josh Jacobs.
This is
no.
Derrick Henry,
Austin
Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard.
Oh, you know what?
Barkley,
That-
I like
Eckler,
Eckler.
See, that-
Patterson,
when
Elliott.
we were talking at the
Swift.
beginning, when we were talking at the beginning of the year on who we were going to sign on running back, boy, I wanted Austin Eckler, but he had a down year.
Horrible year.
That's quite the list.
That's a big list, and they're not.
That is a big list, dude.
They're not going to want to pay running backs too much anymore.
No, that's what I say. That's what's good about that list being big, dude. There's that they're not going to get a lot of money.
They're saying Josh Jacobs, 10.8,
He
four
He's
year, 43 mil. I could do that.
No.
What's
I don't think we would.
what's
See, but I don't-
Saquon Barkley's?
Saquon Barkley.
Why? He's just going to be
6.6.
hurt all year.
I know. I'm just
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Barkley.
me neither. He's from Penn State, but
Wow.
just interesting with that tag.
What's Eckler's?
Pollard is 6'6", 3 year,
I don't
20 year.
want
He doesn't even deserve that this year.
You said
He's a top
Eckler?
girl. I don't want him.
Eckler, yeah.
Shit, I like Henry for 4. Was that 4.3?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Eckler.
7.4.
He's young.
I think
3 years,
Henry makes
28.
sense though for this reason. So next
Wait,
year we're supposed to be a playoff team that's making, if you're a playoff team, it means you're making a run for the Super Bowl. I think you could get Derrick Henry on a 1 year, 2 year deal.
Oh,
Because you've still got you got 2 rookie deals right now at running back, right? You don't have to pay Herbert yet; he's still on a rookie deal.
Yep.
I think he's a good transition for especially for last year's draft pick to grow, but he can help you win games now too.
Look at
If
that.
Derrick Henry comes here, he's not going to be expected to carry the load anymore.
Look at the smile on Billy's face, man. Holy shit.
It gets bigger and bigger because
Because it's dreams, man. I can only dream.
Click on click on Patterson.
he's high. He's like 10.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Take him for special teams.
Oh, no, my bad.
Patterson's
2.5,
only 2.5.
1 year
Sign
deal.
him. Bring him back.
Bring him on the
back.
punt
Special
return.
I like
teams,
Henry
punt
better.
return.
We don't need trickery plays We need that goal line.
We don't
Yep.
We need a punt
Let's just
returner.
look at it. Would
We
you
need
guys
screen
be against,
passes
like,
up.
Well, I can see punt returner, but I mean he's
That's what I'm
losing his step,
saying.
but he's still he's
Patterson's
been out for
best-
injuries a lot.
But like
Yep.
Patterson's best ball was as a returner.
Yeah,
That was his
definitely
best
was.
ball.
Yeah.
So like bring him back as just return pay. I'll pay $2.5 million a year to make you running back 4 and my full-time returner man.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
think
that's it. He did really good at running back at returns,
yeah.
and he was a fan favorite, man. I used to like playing catch with him, man. He'd grab the
AJ
football and just
Dillon
throw the
told
ball
us
into the stands to everybody.
Or piss the
No.
Packers off for AJ Dillon for 3.5.
Don't
No.
want any more Packers players.
I was just kidding. I just seen him on the list. But it is a big list.
Wait, was
It is
that
a big
Mostert
list.
on the
Huh?
bottom?
Who?
I don't think Derrick Henry would like coming to Chicago because he doesn't run screen passes really.
It's all right. We don't got Getsy no more, so we're gonna be fucking pounding, baby,
Here's
pounding and airing it out.
Mostert. How old is Mostert? 31, and he just broke the rushing touchdown record in Miami this year. So that's what I'm saying. Like the fact that he's 30 doesn't really.
What about Hunt?
Hunt hasn't done much since leaving KC. He's been good though. He's been serviceable. But I mean, for 4.1, you can't go wrong with King Henry.
No.
And I think, and if you can get him at that Spotrac number, even if you do a 3-year, $12 million deal, do you know a single Bears fan that's going to complain about that at all?
Billy will.
I might come to the fucking game with an offense sign.
Oh
So
boy.
you know, if we get our wide receiver via the draft, if we get our edge rusher via the draft, if we sign a running back, that would just make everyone go, "Oh my God, they're for real." Then all we got left to do with the other picks in our draft is draft a center, and then depth at corner safety and O line. At that point, all of it's depth because the center you've got now, while he may not be the best in the world, he's more than serviceable. He's better than probably more than half the guys in the league currently at his position.
I mean,
Now, is
Henry
there any-
still got 1,100 yards.
Is there
4.1 average.
is there any way that Bears re-sign Foreman?
I don't think he's happy. I don't think he would.
There was a tweet that he was upset.
Yeah, I didn't get
he was
that
a healthy
tweet.
scratch the last couple games, wasn't he?
Well, he had personal reasons why he missed that that first game, but yeah, that tweet that Bear fan Mike was talking about, I did not understand what he was saying though, because I
He's saying
posted.
fuck Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Cold.
let's just say we miss like some New England or Washington picks up Marvin Harrison. We'll just we moved back and didn't expect them to take a wide receiver. We thought they would take
We
quarterback.
grab the kid from LSU then.
Yep.
Okay, what about who's a good 3 on the free agents?
At wide receiver,
Yeah,
Mike, you want
A
to bring
good
that
number
up?
3.
The wide receiver, just bring up the wide receiver free agent. We'll find a 3 in there. But I mean, if we were to trade back to 2 or 3, and they pull a fast one and draft Marvin Harrison Jr., our next pick is that kid from the LSU to be the number 2. I mean, he's the next receiver off the board, and I don't think we would then go back from the 2 or 3 even further back, because at that point now Arizona is going to draft the kid if we don't from LSU. I think those 2 receivers. I can't remember the kid's name from LSU now.
Lake Waivers.
You said wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malik
Yeah.
Waivers.
But what's his name again, Mike?
Malik Waivers.
Yeah, that kid. Him and Marvin Harrison. Those 2 guys are the first 2 receivers off the board, and they're both gone by the top 4. I think you'll see 2 receivers in the top 4 this year.
Well, free agents, you got Mike Evans, OBJ, Tyler Boyd, Chark.
Curtis Samuel might be he's a good slot receiver. He'd be a good number 3.
It's 11.5.
Woo! Maybe
That's
not.
too much for a slot guy.
What's Shark at?
DJ Shark?
Yep, another Carolina DJ.
10.9.
Wow.
He had a good
What
year
was-
though.
What's Boyd at?
He's pretty cheap, I think. 8.7. So
Oh, he's
6.
29.
Yeah, I think I pulled him up a little bit ago, actually.
And T. Higgins is not on this list, is he?
No.
No.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's down there.
Let's see.
Right here. Wow.
Yeah,
Good
he's
God.
26.
Wow.
Again.
Michael Pittman Jr. What's he? I mean, he's not gonna. Oh, geez.
22,
Wow.
even worse.
Jesus Christ.
Receivers getting
Mike
paid these
Evans.
days, boy.
You guys want Claypool back?
No, I'm good.
Mark.
Damn. Oh
Mark-
boy. Mike had to bring his boy up, didn't he?
What about Mark?
Huh?
what about? Damn, there are a bunch of.
Is that
Mike's
the
like
entire
our-
list?
What about Braxton Berrios from Miami? Oh, there he goes. What, 3 million?
1.7.
Huh.
He's
Berrios.
actually had some really.
What
good
about
plays
Van
for Miami.
Jefferson?
What about Marquise Brown? Oh, he's a little expensive.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
Brown.
Hollywood's a little expensive, man. But
Who'd
he's
you
hurt
say,
a lot.
Mike?
Van Jefferson.
He's down towards
Bottom.
the bottom.
Bottom.
He's at the bottom.
Keep going, Ridley. There you
you
go.
go.
There you are.
Wow.
2.3. He's
27.
27, yeah. 2.3. 1 year
And
deal.
you know what the problem with Hollywood Marquise Hollywood Brown is? He's been injured a lot since he's been in Arizona.
He's all speed.
Young kid,
too.
good kid though. He's young, but
Mike wants Ridley because he already has his jersey.
Yes, I got plenty of his stuff, actually.
Do you guys think we take Trent Taylor back?
I don't. He really didn't do much, and when he did,
I don't think
he
so.
fumbled a lot. He
Mhm.
fumbled. He scuffed 2 punts in the one game.
Oh,
Donovan
Donovan-
Pete.
he
yeah.
would just for shits.
He
You know,
was-
check out Donovan Peoples Jones. I've always liked that guy.
2.7. I'm down with that.
I am too. Because like you know what's funny about Donovan Peoples Jones? Have any of you guys ever heard his name associated with anything negative at all? Ever like a negative play or anything?
And
you
he's
know
only
what?
24.
I just hear this guy every time I hear his name. Something good. Just see what Darnell Mooney's worth. Just out of curiosity.
KJ
Just above.
Osborne. Ooh,
He was
I
above.
like-
He's above Kate. Yep. There you go. Yep. Darnell. There he is.
Wow.
24.
Wow.
My goodness.
Not good for a 400-yard receiver.
No.
Just saying.
And he drops Hail Marys.
Yeah. and claims that if I wasn't falling, I would have caught it.
But I mean, with Peoples
AJ
Jones,
Osborne.
every time I see the cat, he's making a big play.
All you had to do is sit down. The ball would have been in his lap.
But what's KJ Osborne's money?
I think Minnesota's going to keep him.
When do they have to pay Jefferson?
About $340 million over 2 years.
their entire everything.
That's not bad.
7.5.
That's a little bit reasonable right there
That's not bad.
for a 3. You'd be a good damn 3.
And
So
that's
we
if
don't-
and that's if we don't want our 3 to come from within house. Ray McLeod's in there too. I mean, see, so I think what's going to be telling is what if polls like I think if poll says Fields is our guy, then that just says okay, Marvin Harrison Jr. is the number 1 pick. But Marvin Harrison Jr. has not officially come out for the draft yet, has he?
Nope.
So I don't think we hear anything until that happens. Like that's the first waypoint.
Yeah, but why didn't he play in the bowl game to save his Nike career? You know what I
Good
mean?
question.
If he sat out of his bowl game, I'm thinking he's declaring for the draft.
That's what I'm thinking too. But he hasn't officially declared for the draft yet. So once he officially does, if Ryan Poles says, okay, that's the number 1 pick, and hey, it could be one. I mean, isn't it nice when you know who the number 1 pick is going to be like 3 months in advance?
Yeah.
That rarely happens, but it does.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Joe. It was all me. Go ahead, Ken. Sorry.
I mean, that'd be nice. Chad asks, what about Dalvin Cook? You know what? Yeah,
There's a reason why
about
New York
Dalvin Cook?
Jets didn't use him.
I don't think Dalvin Cook would cost you a lot of money.
Not if Baltimore decides to keep him.
But if Baltimore wants to keep him, if they win a ring and Baltimore says, come on, we want you back, I don't see him wanting to leave Baltimore.
But they would have Dobbins back next year. They have Cook and
Gus Edwards
too. So that's never know.
That's no different than us bringing in King Henry and having the 3-headed monster we'd have in Chicago.
Ken, I told you, I'll eat his whole bucket of 16 pieces.
Hey, look at Billy just says it all.
Billy's probably he needs a mop over there. You were talking about Evans and Henry. You need a mop, Billy.
Well, no, but no, for Evans, it's more we're wiping away the tears because we realize that's not going to happen.
It's happening. I'm telling you, I got the inside scoop.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Dalvin Cook leaving Baltimore.
Not if they picked him up for the playoffs for a reason.
Yeah, and if they're gonna pay him 4.3, he'd probably stay.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting season. We got the draft coming up. Are we gonna do a show this Sunday, Mike?
I won't be here. Not for the playoffs. I mean, what the hell we want to? What are we going to talk? What are we going to talk about?
You can talk about how comfortable our couch is and how the surround sounds pretty good.
I'm gonna have a pizza.
And how the Packers are going to lose.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that for you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
We probably will only if it's like a hire or something.
Yeah.
Did you hear what they're doing in Detroit? They have banned the wearing of Matt Stafford jerseys
in a bar
for this game.
In a bar.
I thought it was the whole stadium they did that for.
It's in a bar.
You can't. Yeah, you can't control that.
I thought so too. I investigated, and what I caught, it's at a bar. I forget what the bar is, but yeah, only at a bar.
Well, find the name of that bar. We'll all show up with Stafford jerseys.
And me, Billy wears Mike Evans. I'll wear King Henry.
Yeah.
So we'll let them all know the secret.
I mean, we'll find out more as we go. I think there's another wrinkle to the Marvin Harrison Jr. thing is this, and if you guys have been seeing X lately, these two and Fields, the three of them have been posting all over each other's pages, lately, right? One of them tweets something, the other two is there. I mean, I tend to agree. I think he's coming out to the draft. I think he's going to be the number one pick. I think DJ and Justin are both lobbying for it, as well as probably every fan with half a brain cell left in Chicago. So if you're one of those Bears fans saying we don't want Marvin Harrison Jr., we want Caleb Williams, you're part of probably that group that doesn't have any brain cells left.
Yeah, you're a homer.
You must be Cutler. They're Jay Cutler fans.
Yep.
Hey, now I like Jay Cutler. Watch yourself.
Garbage.
Jay Cutler was a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, he knew how to fucking. He knew how to get garbage points.
Hey, but you know what though, Billy? Even Jay Cutler was saying the same thing that I'm saying right now. I saw an interview with him from yesterday or the day before. Jay Cutler's like, no, you get Marvin Harrison Jr., put weapons around Justin. You don't draft another quarterback. You get him a wide receiver. He's a damn good. So even your least favorite quarterback wants us to get Martin. So obviously, he has a brain.
That was the smartest thing he ever did as a Bear right there.
Was that the podcast with he was?
I thought it was his wife, Billy.
I think so.
His wife didn't like him either.
That's why Cavallari is now the ex-wife, right?
That's right. She got intercepted.
Yeah, that's why Tom Brady retired too, because his wife makes more than he does. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So coming up, guys, we've been on this for about an hour now. Coming up for this off season, we'll still have some Wednesday shows. Obviously, we're going to do some stuff coming in the draft. We'll have our draft special, and like last off season, we'll do some hit or misses in the start. If there's a big signing or something, we'll probably do a show, and then we'll get right back at it at camp. But I just can't believe how fast this season just flew right past us, man.
we're used to it. We're used to not making the playoffs. So I mean,
I know, but it went by really quick, man.
To it, but I
Yeah,
learned the
18
older you
weeks.
get, the
Come on,
faster
really
it goes.
fast.
but yeah,
18 weeks of football.
there you
Gone.
go.
Again, congratulations, Woody. I'll let you choose on an auto. Do you want your man Noah Sewell or Mike Singletary?
I have 2 Mike Singletaries. I'll take Mr. Sewell.
Well, the Sewell is graded at an 8.
Okay.
Just
I'll take the Singletary.
And plus, I won the standings because I picked the Bears to go 7-10. So I'd like something else.
Well, for something else than Sewell?
No. I get Sewell for the standings, but I picked the Bears to be 7-10. I picked it right on. I picked one score that was right on this year during the season. So maybe a fathead or something, maybe.
Well, I'll have to get that clip up, and if you're right, I'll hook you up with something for sure.
You could clip me all day, bud.
No, and Billy, send me your shipping info. I'll send you that Mike Singletary auto.
Yeah, because I'll be putting that in for my polar plunge stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I have.
Hey, and let me know when that is too. Give me like a month in advance, and I'll contribute some stuff for you too.
March. I'm jumping in March 3rd, but I'm gonna start getting stuff together to start raising money for it. So
okay,
Yeah,
if you
hey,
can
Billy,
remind me a month ahead of time, and like I said, I'll organize some stuff and I'll throw you some stuff for it.
cool.
Hey.
I'll send you my address for that fucking Singletary.
All right, I'll
Hey,
send
Billy,
you a picture when I get home.
Billy, while we're all talking about, why don't you let everyone know more about the plunge and what you've done with it?
This will be my 5th year doing the polar plunge here in Chicago. March 3rd, I'll be jumping in the lake, that nice freezing lake. Basically, all I do is on my defense guy page. I'll have all kinds of bear stuff, and I'll do some raffles, and I'm just trying to raise about $1,000 for me to jump in to help with me and my group because I'm an iron worker here in Chicago. So I jump with all the Chicago iron workers, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
So that's it. Like I say, you can check it out on Defense Guy page. I'll have some raffles, for you guys to win.
I'll have to come out and watch it, Billy, because I am CPR certified, and I don't want nothing happen to you when you jump into that cold water.
You got to bring that heart for, when I have the heart attack, because damn, it's cold as fuck. I notice the older I get, the harder it is on my heart.
Hey, Billy, just so you know, I'll be watching you from nice sunny Florida.
Bastard.
Right. And Bear Down Mike, appreciate you jumping on too. You were with us most of the season. Send me your info and let me see what I have. I probably got like a Jalen Johnson auto or something like that. I'll throw you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you can't send any of that 85 stuff. He's not old enough for that yet.
Yeah, you don't know what I'm grateful.
That's all right. He can Google it though.
He's still trying to figure out who Singletary is.
Hey,
Mike Singletary, I know who he is.
Send him an autograph card of Otis Wilson.
All right, take a couple days, Mike. Just pay attention.
Yeah, I got that.
Just pay attention to my page. I'll give you a little "Did you know" summary.
Wow.
And for everyone else out there, as we're wrapping up the regular season, like I said, we're not done yet. We still got some more shows we're going to do. But thank you guys all for being with us all season. We've enjoyed the comments, enjoyed chatting with you guys on the Wednesday and the Sunday show. It is sad to have a season end. Hopefully next year we'll get some extended football. We'll be in the playoffs next year. Final thoughts, Woody. What was your thought? What are your thoughts on this year, and what are you looking for next year?
I'm impressed that these guys didn't stop fighting at the end of the year. Their defense, Jesus, it felt like we had no turnovers in the first 6 weeks, but we led the rest of the year in the league in interceptions, finished up number 1 in rush defense. It's impressive, and I'm looking at that same thing for next year. If we add another edge rusher, we'll add some sacks onto it. Justin Fields, I know we didn't get in the playoffs, but I think he progressed the whole year, and adding DJ Moore was the cherry on top. Now we made DJ Moore broke his record for receiving yards and
Catches too.
and I'm
Touchdowns as well. Not trying to interrupt you, Woody.
that's all right. You always do. But I'm looking forward to that next year as well. Maybe a little bit more offensive explosion with Marvin Harrison Jr. So, and we can't fuck this up, guys. Next year was supposed to be our end of our 2-year process here. So we can't fuck this up, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Billy, final thoughts on the season?
Yeah, in the beginning it was rough, man. I didn't think we were going to win any games for a little bit. It's kind of sucked going to the stadium and just looking like fucking trash. But they started picking it up. Bajic came in, looked like he opened Justin's eyes. When he came back, played a little better, and he got better throughout the season. So I mean, hey, we did better than the last year. It improved. I didn't, I want to go to the Super Bowl every year. I was not even thinking we were going to make the playoffs anyways this year. I just seen that it was just a stepping stone of seeing what we got and see what we got to keep building on. But yeah, like you said, for next year, man, I'm ready to see Mike Evans, Derrick Henry and Harrison Jr. and we're gonna go somewhere next year, hopefully. And the van will be improved. I'll have all new lights underneath it, bro. Can't wait till next season.
Yep.
And bear down Mike as the newest addition, the youngest addition we've ever had on the show. What were your thoughts about this season, and what are you looking forward for next season?
We started off this season very, very rough. We pulled it out. We went 7-10. Maybe I'm hoping next season, those 3 losses we took this year, we make up next season. When we take those dubs, we shove it down the fucking Packers' throat. We kicked their ass twice. I'm tired of getting our asses kicked by those guys. I'm sorry. I'm still upset about it. I hope Justin improves. I hope he's still on this team. I hope he is. I hope he sets records. I hope he proves the entire media wrong. All the naysayers. I hope he proves them wrong. And I hope our OC is a lot better than what we had.
For me, and then we'll let Mike close it all out. For me, first, I can't believe how fast it went. Like Billy, at one point I thought, man, we're going to be drafting first and second. There's going to be no one to trade down to. We own the top 2. Who are we going to trade with? But then, yeah, it finally turned. And, 5 of the last 7, that's good. I would have liked to have been 6 out of 7 and beating the Packers. But you know what? When we came at the beginning of the year, I said 6 to 9 games, and we'd be that team you don't want to face towards the end of the season, and we kind of were. So I was happy with the progression, happy with the rookies, happy with our second-year players that we didn't get any sophomore slumps. We didn't have guys who were good last year all of a sudden not be good this year. So I was happy with that. Like Woody said, next year though, it's year 2. So bringing in Billy's dream free agents might not be out of the question for both of them. Derrick Henry, I think, could be more feasible because especially at $4 million, Mike Evans might be a little bit more. But hey, you know what? If we could bring them both in and meet our other needs, I think next year is a year that we're expecting to be in the playoffs and a deep run / Super Bowl run, because you don't expect to go to the playoffs and not go to the Super Bowl. So I think really, with our money and our young talent, this team next year, damn sure better be a playoff team. This team reminded me a little bit of last year's Detroit Lions, and I think a lot of Bears fans are going to expect a similar type of result as what they had in Detroit this year. So I've enjoyed it. It's been a lot of ups and downs. It feels like the Badgett start was an eon ago, but it was last week. But you know what? I've enjoyed every minute of it with you guys. Look forward to us doing it all again together next year. Mike, thank you for becoming a part of our team as the FNG, catching all the jokes as part of it. But, there was a night not, 7, 8, 9 weeks ago, I jumped on solo because everyone had conflicts. And here's Mike. Hey, can I get the link? And here we've been ever since. And it's been great having you on. So can't wait to have you with us for a full season and the off season next year. Billy, always thank you for making the time, especially on Sundays when you're doing it from the tailgate. I mean, it's just awesome to see. Woody, another year. We didn't kill each other this year.
No, you agreed with me a lot this year, Ken, and I'm impressed.
I know we agreed with each other. What the hell happened this year? We need to make that change for next year. Woody and I are definitely going to have to disagree some more. But no, I've enjoyed the season with you guys. Wednesdays and Sundays, we got some good things I think in store for you guys for next year. Those watching and part of the panel, Mike and I are working on a couple things. I think that'll be really well. And even with our streams on Sunday, the game streams, we've got the new service coming online with that. But I'll let Mike get into that. For all you guys out there, though, don't forget next Wednesday we still are going to be here. We will talk some Bears football. I don't know how much longer we'll do every Wednesday, but we're going to do them a little bit here in the postseason because the next week or two, there will probably be a lot of movement for us to talk about. Be it people all of a sudden deciding not to go into the draft, people going into the draft, other coaches fired, coaches hired. So we'll definitely do some more talking. Next week, of course, we're going to be talking about the Cowboys beating the Packers, and we'll be talking about Stafford beating Stafford and the Rams going to Detroit and beating the Lions to make them all one and dones. But Mike, been a phenomenal season, brother, and I'll pass it on for you for the last word and to close us out.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming on. Like Ken said, this is closing out to my 5th year. Dan's not with me, but Dan was with me pretty much the entire time. Then I got the addition for everybody else, and I've met people, and it's a pleasure. Definitely be back next year, like you said. Got a lot of stuff in the works for next year for subscriptions. I have a lot more followers that need the game more than people that you think. So I enjoy it. I know Ken enjoys it. Sometimes you might not like us talking, but hey, we give our opinion and it's truthful. But I'll send everybody the gift and appreciate it, everybody, and see everybody Sunday possibly.
Yeah, I ain't doing nothing.
And we'll close it out on Sunday, unless we have a big signing on an offensive coordinator or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just keep looking. We might not. I guess we won't for sure. Maybe do it next Wednesday, but keep looking. We will do a couple more Wednesdays between now and the draft. Coming into our draft special that we did with Main Event last year. I don't know if we're gonna do it again this year, or do something similar. And then we'll take a little bit of a break in the off season before we ramp it back up for the season.
I'll be at the draft in Detroit, so whoever wants to come out and party.
The next time we see each other, you guys would charge your hearing aids.
Yep. And an FYI, when it's going to Green Bay, I'll be with you there, Billy. I'm going to that one.
Yeah, I'll be doing the Green Bay next year. But I'll be jumping back on Wednesday in a couple weeks when they talk about that Mike Evans deal. You know what I mean?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You're gonna be waiting a long time.
Hey, don't forget, give us a like and a follow on Mike the Bear Fan, so that you know when we're going live after that big. Who are we signing, Billy?
Mike Evans, Derrick Henry.
We're gonna sign Mike Evans' little brother.
Yep. And everybody can follow us on Chicago Bears News. And if you need any kind of apparel, we do beardowapparel.com. You find the link all in my in the comments and on my page.
Yes,
there
sir.
You go. Well, hey, thanks everyone for a great season. Until next time, bear down. We'll see you soon.
Bear the fuck down.
Bear down.